Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. Did I? Oh, I did not. Okay, so I have the wrong script here. Anyway, what was I saying? The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, a historical calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, pardon me, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Ao Xander.
I am Loki Lycan.
And hopefully, sooner rather than later, we will be joined by the Loon. I heard him doing something in the kitchen sink downstairs, so I don't know when we'll see him. But anyway, and of course, you viewer are you. Today is Sunday, aka Sunday, June 25th, 2023. So let's jump into the history today, shall we? Mr. Loki, do you want to start us off in 253 here?
253, St. Lucius
Yes.
the First begins his reign as Catholic Pope.
Ooh, here we go again. Another starting it off with popes. Weren't we doing that a lot when you were more around? Like every day was like starting us off with a pope? Yeah.
Basically almost every day, but then we had a dry spell, then it picked up again.
Yeah, we had a dry spell of what, one day?
I think it was like 2 or 3 actually. But still. Anyway, let's move on. 1096, the First Crusade slaughtered Jews and Wellinghofen? Where it?
Yeah. The Jews of Werlinghofen.
Of
Germany, yeah.
Werlinghofen.
Yeah.
That's quite a name.
Yeah.
1183, Peace of Constance signed between Hohenstaufen, Emperor Frederick I, Barbarossa, and Italian Lombard League.
Huh. All right. And Frederick Barbarossa was, of course, Holy Roman Emperor, not just an emperor, as it said here in the article. So, interesting.
Oh.
The Peace of Constance. Let me look that up, actually, real quick. I don't know why. I'm just... Peace of Constance was a privilege granted by Frederick I, Holy Roman Emperor, and his son, co-ruler Henry VI, King of the Romans, to the members of the Lombard League to end the state of rebellion that had been ongoing since 1167. Oh, wow! So it was like a rebellion type thing. So they're working with people to end the rebellion. All right. Moving on up, we got another event of interest here. In 1483, the House of Lords and Commons declared King Edward V of England as legitimate based on his parents' alleged bigamous marriage. All right. Miss Alice.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yes.
Oh, I'm doing good. The Best League match last night was fabulous. We'll talk about that in the peanut tonight.
Nice.
Anywho, where are we at right now with history?
Let's see here. Let's move on up to, let's just take 1526 for you here. Yeah, that's a long one. That might be important.
1526, you say? The
Yep.
Diet of Speyer convenes, resulting in, it went robot on me. Presented Edict of Sawyer, which temporarily suspends the 1521 Edict of Worms. Does that say Worms?
Yes.
A papal ban on Luther's teachings. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it allows Lutheranism, and other reforms to propagate unimpeded throughout Germany. Oh, so so it's about Martin Luther, the Lutheran Church.
Yes. Roughly.
Yeah, so it's about that. Yeah. I was raised Lutheran, so that's actually an interesting one that you gave me.
I knew in Lutheran, and I actually have a funny story, but before I get into that, we just been joined by...
Golden Loon.
Welcome.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, Pops.
Hey.
Hey, Pops McGee.
Say again?
Hey, Pop McGee, I think is what she said.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm waiting for my Discord to load up on my laptop so you don't have to hear my fans because we don't have an AC in our place and humidity outside is dreadful.
I bet.
Switch over right now. So give me a moment. Here, I'm going to pop off and I'll be right back.
All right. 1530, just 4 years after that, we're talking about Lutheranism and everything. We have the Augsburg Confession, a German Protestant prince's force Holy Roman Emperor Charles V to hear their confession of faith, statement of Lutheran theology.
Uh-huh.
So more Lutheran
1530,
stuff.
I haven't missed much then, right?
Apparently not. But we have more Lutheran stuff here. 1580, the Book of Concord, Standards of Lutheran Church, first published. So I guess today is Lutheran Day? Like I
have no idea.
It seems to be like, well, I mean, we've had 3 articles back to back about Lutheran. So 1526, 30, and 80.
And what's your funny story about Lutheran?
My friend back in high school. That keep in mind this was back when I was like 17, 18 years old, maybe even younger. Okay, now keep that in mind. All right, we went to his church for Halloween. They were having like some kind of festivities there, and then they were giving all the kids, these large glasses full of candy, as part because it's Halloween.
I remember that.
Okay, now when I got through the candy, I realized the large glass is an enormous beer stein. And here I am, 5 years until I can drink with this giant thing that can take 2 long necks worth of beer in it. I still have it.
From a Lutheran church.
From a Lutheran church. Well, I mean, monks did brew beer, So I mean, but
people also, Lutheran, the Lutheran Church came out of Germany, so Germans and beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, let's get back on track here. Let's move on up. Oh wow, okay. Mr. Loki, do you want to take 1640?
That's at 1630.
30. Sorry, 1630. I'm sorry.
1630. Fork.
Still muted. I'll take
it. In American.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1630, fork introduced to American dining by Governor Winthrop. The fork.
Alice, you kind of just stole that from Loki.
I know. Well, he's still muted.
No, he's not. I can hear him.
Oh, really? Because he shows muted on me. What
Did you mute him?
Oh, shit, Snacks. I did on accident.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
This is good.
Not only did you just literally take the thing out of his mouth, but you muted the guy? Damn, Alice, you're savage. Wow. Wow.
I'm sorry, Loki.
Whoa. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I somehow accidentally muted him, and I don't know how. Maybe it was I was trying to turn the button and via my phone.
Wow. Alice Moen, but up.
Sorry. Sorry, you still love me.
That's freaking hilarious.
A new low for sandblasting someone.
Good God.
Okay, anyway, 1638, Mr. Loki.
Try it quick. Don't pause.
Lunar eclipse is first astronomical event recorded in the American colonies.
Oh, wow, nice. All right.
Oh man, dude, I was wondering why I never heard you say hi. I was like, oh, he has his microphone up, and then I realized I had the red circle around it. I was like, oh no, I did it to him on accident.
I was wondering why you were counting down. It's just like, are you preparing yourself to be an asshole? What is going on?
Yeah, I guess so. No, it looked like he was just muted on, muted, he had, he was AFK or something, because I hadn't heard him at all since I came in.
Alice.
Oh, I said hi and everything. So you missed me saying hi. That's just great.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, what an ass. He won't even say hi.
Hi, Loki. I love you.
Too late. Too little, too late.
All right.
All right, you got a third one here, Mr. Loki, 1678.
Speak up.
Okay, 1678. Vientiane Elena Coronara Copia is awarded a philosophy from the University of Padua. First woman to receive a university doctoral degree or Ph.D.
ever. So, wow. First female doctor.
Venetian?
Yeah, Venetian.
Yeah, so she's a
Is
Venetian.
that how it said? Oh my God.
It's all right.
My pronunciation.
Well, this is why.
Don't worry,
Hey, you did better than me.
Sohan and Muffin.
It's not much of a bar.
I tried.
Thanks.
I love you.
Too little, too late.
Love you.
Anyway, Alice.
You sure? Don't talk over
Hey,
anybody.
you know, actually, I'm just gonna let Loki do a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and take mine over.
No, it's all good. No, it's all good. Take your turn.
No, I just want to say I feel like it's the total like Canoe de la douche right there.
No, you just had an Alice moment. Don't worry. At least you didn't burn something down this
Mistakes
time.
were made.
Yeah, well, you know, we have 1749 here. General fast because of drought in Massachusetts.
Yeah, they couldn't make enough food, so everybody had to pitch in and stop eating. Oh.
The general fasted.
Yep.
But we also have in 1788 the Constitution of the United States. And Virginia becomes the 10th state to ratify the U.S. Constitution.
All right.
Okay.
Go
There
Virginia.
We go Virginia.
Huh.
So 10
And
of
then
13.
we also have here in 1798 the U.S. passes the Alien Act, allowing president to deport dangerous aliens.
And by then, we weren't talking about extraterrestrials. We were talking about, like...
So we're not talking about Mars.
Legal
No.
alien.
No. Like, although back then I do think that they did believe that there actually were Martians living on Mars. But...
Yeah, sure. 'Cause Mars had been discovered by then, right?
Oh, definitely. But they were looking at all the canals and everything, and they thought that there was actually a civilization up there. So, but let's see here. 1835, the first building construction at Yerba Buena, which is now San Francisco. So the first San Francisco building.
Oh.
1835. All right.
What was it called initially?
Yerba Buena.
Didn't know that.
Well, now we do. Well. 1863.
Now it's Yerba No Buena.
Yerba No Bueno. Yeah. 1863. U.S. General George Meade replaced General Hooker to be more aggressive. Now,
I know why you chose that one.
no, actually, there's a little bit of an interesting history thing here. We all know about the term hooker. A prostitute, a lady of the evening, a working girl, all that stuff. But where did the term hooker originate?
Don't know.
Okay, I'm about to tell you. General Hooker, and actually, let me look this up here. Where did
we talked about this in history like a year ago?
Well, yeah. According to etymology.com, the origins of the word hooker are often traced to the disreputable morals of the Army of the Potomac during the U.S. Civil War, the American Civil War, under the tenure of General Fighting Joe Hooker, and the word probably was popularized by his association at that time. So to add to that, what I know is that he utilized prostitutes for something to do in the war efforts. And then
morale
and then they were called hookers' men.
Oh, okay.
So,
because they named women hookers after a man.
Yeah. Do I sense a tone of misogyny?
It's a good point,
actually,
though.
Some feminists, thank God most feminists don't know about this, because if they did, they'd be like, oh, leave it to the men.
Well, see, here's the thing. If most feminists actually knew facts, they wouldn't be feminists. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
See, I used to think of myself as one, but then I started learning history, and I was like, oh, shit, snaps.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm a feminist, but I'm not like the radicalized ones. I'm like, dude, I know
that's the point. Back in the day, feminists were really valid, and I really supported them 100%.
Yeah.
But then it became political.
Yeah. Now it's women are always right. Always believe me. We're magically levitating above you. We're superior. No, you're not. You're equal.
No, I know. No,
So,
we have our fucking strengths that you men don't, and then you guys have strengths that women don't.
That's what makes the world work.
If you work together, then there's equality.
Exactly.
So,
Now let's get back on track here. Mr. Loki, 1867?
First barbed wire patented by Lucien B. Smith of Ohio.
Yep.
Hi-oh!
And
Yeah, so barbed wire fencing and stuff.
barbed wire is what caused the death of the cowboys.
yeah.
Because now you can keep the cattle within a thing, you know. You don't need all those cowboys to make sure they're not roaming too far away. You know, like the rustlers now have to.
Oh, we still have cowboys today, so it's not the death of them.
Well, but the actual like mainstream job.
Yeah.
You know, like because cowboys, like, you know, they're not like, you know, the outlaws and such that's popularized in media. Actual cowboys were people who worked with the farms, and they were actually more like seasonal hired hands.
Herding.
Yeah.
So
They're
They still have
basically
cattle
they
drives up
herd
in Wyoming
cattle, like
and the
keep
whole
them
bit,
within
you know?
they
So,
keep
I
them
mean,
within
you need a lot of cowboys.
well, yeah, you know, but like as far as like the majority of work it was concerned, the barbed wire destroyed that. But let's move on up. You got two more back to back. What?
Yeah, I was never mind. I'll talk about. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. So,
Well,
no, I want to hear what you got here.
Oh boy.
Who can we talk over next?
1868, Florida, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina remitted to U.S.
yep. After the
Readmitted. I didn't know they were
after the Civil War.
excommunicated.
No, they seceded. Civil War.
Oh, that's right. Of course.
So
Remitted?
readmitted. Like they
Came
got
back into the U.S.
Yeah, they were recognized as U.S. territory again.
Yeah.
States.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Part of the
after the
Union.
Civil War.
Yep.
Oh God, everything gone blurry.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
it did go blur for me too. Oh, shit.
my God.
Now I'm dizzy.
Well,
Okay, there
that
we go.
fixes it somehow.
I love your scrolling abilities there, Xander.
I don't know why it fixes it. But what else do we have?
I got
1868.
Coke bottle glasses on. 1868 again, U.S. President Andrew Johnson passes a law that government workers would work 8-hour days.
All right.
Yeah, are they still doing that really now?
I think so. Well, if they ever work at all, like
Well,
Congress
you know,
only works
like,
one day of the year.
You know, Congress goes into session and it goes out of session. So they have like they're like teachers. They get like 3 months off before they have to come back and do something.
Yeah, they get. But unlike teachers, they get paid for the 3 months they have off. So
Now, the powers of the joy of owning your own business, I get to work about 11 hours a day. There you go.
that's a short day for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a sure. Yeah, Pops, you're a fucking hard worker. I mean, you're a freaking hard worker. Pardon my French.
Oh, clean it up for the old man. Thanks.
no, for the
Yeah,
show.
No, I'm cleaning it up for the audience.
Yeah,
For you.
I
I
know.
can, I
No,
can
the other
fucking do
day,
it to you all
the other
I want.
day, she dropped like 7 F-bombs in the span of 5 seconds on the peanut.
It was
It's just like,
crazy.
calm yourself, Alice.
Whoa, bring it back.
Yeah.
Dude,
Rein
my
it in.
family still wonders this day where I get it from. But oh god, this one's really good here. You gotta take this one, Luke.
It's your turn, Miss Alice.
Was it? What, really? I thought he.
No,
only
he-
did 2.
He did his 3.
Done.
He talked about barbed wire and then this and that.
Oh,
So.
okay. Yeah. All right. I guess
trying
I
to
get to
trap
do
me.
I get to do Custer's Last Stand. In 1876, the Battle of Little Bighorn, U.S. 7th Cavalry under Brevet Major General George Armstrong Custer, wiped out by Sioux and Cheyenne warriors, led by Chiefs Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull in what was become famously known as Custer's Last Stand.
Yep.
You know, the fun fact, this is what I've learned by some people who lived out there, and also, like I told you, my aunt, like, you could look out her kitchen window and you could see the construction of the Crazy Horse.
Statue giant
a lot of
mountain
people
thing.
are. Yeah, that's neither here nor there. But of all the cavalry and stuff, they skinned everybody but Custer. And according to what I heard, it's because of his blonde hair they didn't skin him.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Why was
They
it
thought,
blonde
they
hair?
thought that blonde hair was like they didn't skin like blondes, I guess, that were out there.
But why?
Or maybe they did out of respect because he was the high-ranking guy. But you know.
Well,
It
no.
has to do something with
that's-
blonde hair.
But Alice, what's the blonde hair significance?
I have no idea. I don't remember why they
Could be,
they didn't skin
hair
him
of the
because
devil
of
or
his
something
blonde
like
hair. I
that.
think is that they revered blonde hair. They found it like a deep, I don't know, like something with their spirituality or something. I could be wrong, but this is just a story I was told, and I gotta look into it more.
Probably
And
has something to do
maybe
with it. I
I'll
think
have
if
more
you
for you
scalp
guys.
it,
But
it wouldn't
anyways,
have
let's
I don't know.
move on up to 19. It's just something I was told when I was younger, when I was out in the.
It makes sense, though.
Well, if anybody can figure that out, please tell us in the comment section if there, if the blonde thing is a thing and why. So
At least what the lore is.
yeah.
Or maybe it's just out of respect because he was he was like the chief of the army. I don't know.
Whatever.
But anyways, 1900 we have Duan Hang of manuscripts, including the Diamond Sutra, world's oldest surviving dated book discovered by Taoist monk Wang Yanlu in the Mongao caves in China.
The Diamond Sutra. Let's see how old that is. Wow. Okay, that is rather old.
But apparently it's one of the oldest books ever found. So.
It's dated 11th of May, 868. So, wow.
Crap.
That's an old book.
AD?
Yep. Let's move on up here. I'm going to be skipping quite a bit. Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, wait, the Baku, actually 1918, the Baku Turkish Communist Party forms.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. So you can take this one, though.
1919, in the year 1919, the first advanced monoplane airliner flight, the Junkers F-13, or Junkers, or whatever it's called. Let's take a look at that, actually. What did that aircraft look like? Cool. Images.
There it is.
Oh, this thing, okay. And it's German.
Oh, wow.
What's the year again?
It was 1919.
Okay.
So monoplane, which is like, one wing rather than a biplane or a triplane.
Yeah.
So, like getting into like monoplane fixed wing aircraft. Yep. What else do we have
Pretty
here?
advanced for that early.
Yeah, a little bit. You're right. Oh, what's that? What was that? 1919? Let's see if they have a. Oh, here we go. So yeah, it's just.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Didn't
Let's see.
like Indiana Jones fly one of those in one of his movies or something similar to it?
Probably he might have been in something like that. Like
Yeah.
if you're talking about though the raft scene, it was a bigger plane. It wasn't that one.
Yeah, maybe. Right. Yeah.
Because that was a
you're
cargo
probably right.
plane. This is just like a small aircraft. So
It still has room for people.
it does.
Anyways,
well,
let's
that's
move
the
on
point
up.
of a plane, Alice.
Dude,
If it doesn't have room for people, how is somebody going to pilot it?
Some planes only hold 2 people. I'm just saying, all planes hold. Never mind. I had a.
You're having an Alice moment again? Okay.
Oh, it's blonde moment. I'm a natural blonde, to be honest.
I figured that out. 1929, U.S. President Herbert Hoover authorized the building of Boulder Dam, later to be known as Hoover Dam.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Yeah.
I've been there. Have either of you been to Hoover Dam?
No, my dad has, and he sent me a picture right when he was there. I was like, oh Jesus!
Oh, it's awesome.
He
You
took a
get to
tour
go
of it,
down
too.
inside it, the whole
They
bit.
says like
See
the concrete
see the
is
turbines,
still,
everything.
What pops?
You get to go down in it, see the turbines, the whole bit.
Yeah, he actually got to find a door that if you walked into it, you'd fall hundreds of feet. But it's for a reason, I think, to let air go down to let the rest of the concrete settle or something.
Oh yeah.
Because the concrete still in Hoover Dam hasn't fully settled yet. They say it would take 100 some odd years.
Yeah. Actually, dry time.
to,
Not settling, but dry time.
To actually settle.
Well, we're approaching
that
100
point-
years. That opened in what, 1936?
Not sure of the date.
I believe
Sounds
so.
about right.
Hoover
No, I
Dam.
think it was
And-
Hoover Dam was.
1936.
Yeah, 1936.
You nailed it. Awesome.
Well, no, I know that specifically because, I talk about all the time, the water levels behind Hoover Dam and Lake Mead are lower than when it opened in 1936.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Still filling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's gained
Well, they
60
also
feet
flooded
this
out
winter.
some cities.
Still.
Well, by rerouting it, they
tick
also
up.
flooded
Nothing
out
compared to what it
in
is.
cities out there. Pardon my French again. They flooded out cities, towns that were actually could have prospered, but they flooded them out when
Not to mention a bunch of ancient ruins and whatnot. Like there's like this entire I have a book about Las Vegas that talks about this one like ruins that the water was going to cover up, and now it has since receded enough that those ruins are above ground again.
Oh, it's
so
you get in some of those tributaries, and it's a mile back from where it was.
Anyway, moving on up to 1935. We bought a boxing title fight here. Future world heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis moved to 20-0 with 6-round knockout of former champion Pimo Carnera of Italy at Yankee Stadium, New York City. 20-0 victory.
There.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And
Well,
look at this.
That's his record.
Yeah.
But,
Well, no, he moves to 20-0. Like this is when he hit it.
He won 25.
Yeah, Joe Louis
Yeah.
undefeated.
And then look at his opponent.
Still
That's
undefeated.
a brick wall of a man. I wouldn't want to fight that. Yikes. So,
I
what
like
else
how
here?
he's doing like the thinking man pose.
Yeah. Mr. Loki. Mr. Loki.
1938, a Trisket, Tasket, Trisket, or Tisket. Good
Tisket
Lord,
or
my
Tasket.
reading's awful.
Yeah.
Tisket, a Tasket
There you go.
by Ella Fitzgerald
Yep, perfect.
Yep.
with Chick Webb hits number 1.
A tisket, a tasket, a pink and yellow basket.
Great jazz singer.
Yeah.
Dude, Ella Fitzgerald, she was something, man.
Oh.
She was a beautiful singer.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of beautiful singers, I learned something new a couple days ago. I had no idea that Aretha Franklin was in the Blues Brothers.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. No,
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
played.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She
Yeah,
played that
that's right.
guy's wife in the
Yeah.
little restaurant. So I had no idea.
Yeah, she's been known to do little like kind of like cameos. God, every once in a while I see Pop's head pop in and out. It's really cute.
He's like a ghost.
Yeet, there we go. There's Poppy. Oh, dude, are you looking your dad?
Yep.
You just rubbed half my hair off.
There's not much
Pop
there.
in, pop out, pop out, days.
Kind of my point.
Well, I made sure of that.
Yeah. I lost my hair when you were born. It
Yeah,
just
see,
fell out.
See, I turned this man gray, then white, and now bald. Well, he's getting there. Slowly.
bald.
Slowly. I'm
Back in. Here we go.
Your thing's all blurry. You might want to do your scroll skills. Do your scroll skills.
Scroll skills.
Yeah, I won't be able to read.
Awesome
There we
scroll
go.
skills.
all right. Anyway,
Yeah, there we
1938,
go.
Mr.
I got
Loki.
it for you. I got you.
1938, U.S. federal minimum wage law guarantees workers 25 cents per hour, raising to 40 cents by 1945, and a maximum 44 hours working week.
Oh
Goddamn.
wow! A whole entire 25 cents per hour. I can buy a gumball.
Well, nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can't even buy a gumball for.
No,
Well,
now it's probably like
50
30 cents.
now.
Hey, I remember my
I think they
brother
moved gumball
getting a
machines to
job when
50
he was
cents.
15, 16 years old,
Ah,
going to
50
work for
cents.
50 cents
Here's
an
a
hour,
buck.
sweeping the floors of a butcher shop.
Dude, I remember I could put 25 cents or 50 cents into like one of those machines and get myself a temporary tattoo. Now they want like $1.25.
Yeah. Oh, I remember
God,
back when I
here
used to
they
go to
want
a
$2.
restaurant called Ruby's. They for a while had penny gumball machines. You put in a penny and you get this little tiny gumball. Like it was cool.
Yeah,
So
I remember those too.
yeah,
Now they're 25 cents.
Yeah.
yeah.
Inflation.
Yep.
Let's see
Thanks,
here.
Obama.
Your dollar's not worth squat.
Yep.
Thanks,
Mr. Loki.
1941, U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signs Executive Order 8802, which forbids racial discrimination in the defense industry.
All right. Now, see, here's the thing. Like, over the course of this show, I have learned that there's been so many laws over the past couple hundred years involving no discrimination against this, racial, sexual, like this, that, and the other. And here's something that people just never seem to realize. All the laws for everything everybody wants is there, but nobody follows them. Because laws don't do shit if people don't act on it.
So if you don't enforce them,
yeah.
they're
Well,
nothing.
not even about enforcing. Like, you can have laws saying, oh, you can't discriminate against blacks or Jews or women or gays or all that stuff. That doesn't stop anybody from not hiring them. They could just come up with some BS excuse. Oh, we found somebody more qualified. Yeah. Like, until people start acting better, it doesn't matter what institutions and we have that says what we should do. Until people start acting the way we're supposed to, nothing matters. So,
well, I didn't get a job for
working
for Jiffy Lube because they said they found somebody better, even though I went through 2 interviews and they liked me, but they found somebody better because they think I could handle the labor.
Yeah. See?
When at the time that I was doing this, I had already been working for 10 years, like doing like full service car wash and detailing people's cars.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like doing hard labor. Yeah, was I lifting things? Well, I wouldn't have to lift things to really that much shit, like that I couldn't handle, like with doing an oil change.
But that doesn't mean you can't hit the gym and get better. Like.
Well, no, this was back when I was like. How old was I? I was like...
When you were young?
28 years old. I was 28 years old when I went for the oil change, but I'd already been detailing cars for like 10 years.
Awesome, really?
So,
come out here and detail my car, would you?
Wash work, so. If you know like anything about full service car washes, you gotta be quick, fast, and efficient. And
oh yeah, no, I've seen those guys running around. It's nuts.
Yeah, well, I was one of those guys.
Ah.
Doing it and faster than them.
That's admirable.
I could wipe down a side of a car in less than 30 seconds with also using an air hose and blow out the windows to make sure it didn't freeze.
But it's not just about how fast you do it. Are you doing it well? That's the thing.
I'm doing it efficiently, dude. I was doing it efficiently and well because they put me into full service detail.
All right,
so,
that's a hard job.
Yeah, Miss Alice, it's your turn. 1942.
We got 1942. We have an appointment of interest here. We have Major General Dwight Eisenhower. He was appointed to commander of the U.S. forces in Europe.
Yep. This is before he became Supreme Commander of all Allied forces.
Yeah.
This is just the U.S.
Yeah.
But that's what he
meant. I said, yeah.
And what year again?
1942.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
1942.
Mm-hmm.
We also have, in 1944, a British assault at Caen, Normandy.
Yeah, Caen is one of the major towns in Normandy. And actually, like the largest town over there. Very important strategic location. Like a lot of crossroads.
Yep.
So.
That's why I read it, because I had noticed it. I was like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, I remember hearing about it, I should say. I wasn't there. 1947, we have a historic publication here. We have the first version of Anne Frank's diary at House was published in the Netherlands.
Yeah, Anne Frank.
Achterhoofs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't speak
German.
Welsh.
Whatever.
Well, no,
that
that's Netherlands do Welsh and Dutch. So I did German. I mean, they're different. There's similar dialects but very different.
Yeah. Speaking of that, and like this is like a rather like sad thing I'm about to say. So if anybody doesn't want to hear it, skip ahead like 10-15 seconds. But like I came across a picture the other day. It's historical pictures and such, like like really like emotional stuff. And there's one where it has Anne Frank's dad standing in the attic, like after the whole thing. Like her dad,
He's the only one, Otto.
Yeah, he's the only one who survived all that. He's standing where they were all there.
Yeah.
Hiding for like 2 years.
Yeah. So.
You should watch the movie Anne Frank. It's actually
a
good
movie?
It's a black and white, but it's all because somebody dropped something at the wrong time.
Yeah. Or as Family Guy depicted, Peter Griffin eating chips. So,
my dad got me her book at Barnes & Noble when I was like in 6th or 7th grade. I don't have the book anymore. I don't know what happened to it, but...
Anyway, what else happened in 1948?
We have Harry Truman signs Displaced Persons Bill. 205,000 Europeans to U.S.
Yep, 205,000 Europeans. So, all the people displaced by the war.
We got 500,000, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh. Here's your third one.
My grandpa was part of this a little bit, but not really. We have 1950?
Yep.
It's yours, Loki, right?
No, it's yours, Alice.
No, it is mine? I think this one I've done 3.
All right, well, I'll take it then. 1950, North Korea invaded South Korea, beginning the Korean War. Yep. We were just talking about that earlier today.
Yeah.
Then 1951, we have the first color TV broadcast on CBS's Arthur Godfrey from New York City to 4 cities.
God, Arthur Godfrey. Oh, my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
Remember him.
Oh, here we go. And then 1953, the first passenger to fly commercially around the world in less than 100 hours. Is that less than or greater than? I never learned this symbol.
Well, it's a dynamic
Yes.
for me, so
Okay.
when I look at that, it looks like it goes from smaller to greater.
So, like, is that like
but that's-
it was under 100 hours?
Well, no, that's a musical term. Sorry.
To me,
And
it'd
I'm
be less
bad
than
with
100
math.
hours.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about this, Alice, not the musical.
No, I know it's the little sideways V.
Yeah. So,
I take that as a musical note. That's a dynamic. Sorry.
No worries. And then 1957, the Jonathan Winters Show last aired on NBC TV. Jonathan Winters.
Oh, funny guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Mr. Loki. Here we go.
In 1960, Lorraine Hansberry's stage drama, A Raisin in the Sun, first Broadway play by a black woman starring Rudy D. and Sidney Poitier, closes at Belasco Theater, New York City, after 530 performances.
All right. And for those who do not know, A Raisin in the Sun is specifically about the hardships of black Canadian citizens shortly after, like, the eradication of slavery, or, like, in more modern day, I think. You know what? Let me just look this up, so that way I don't sound like an ignorant idiot, which I don't really need help doing. I can do that just fine. Let's see. Raisin in the Sun. It is a play by Lorraine Hansberry that debuted on Broadway in 1959. The title comes from the poem Harlem by Langston Hughes. In Harlem, the plot... there's a plot right there. I'm trying to figure out the actual... Well, it's basically about... what Harlem is about the hardships of being a black citizen, like, in the ghetto, or like the project,
Racism,
something like that.
there.
Yeah. So I'm going to post a link to this wiki in the underbar description below for anyone to look at, and I really suggest take a look at it, because.
And Sidney Poitier, great actor.
All right. But while that was happening, another one here, 60 for you, Mr. Loki.
Yeah, 1960, Madagascar gains independence from France.
All right.
Good for that.
Yeah. And take this third one here, just to piss the loon off. So.
South Africa beats New Zealand 13-0 in the first rugby test of the series in Johannesburg.
That's not cricket. I misread that. Miss Alice.
Yeah. Forget.
Oh, Alice isn't here. We're going to move on to 1961. Iraq announced that Kuwait is part of Iraq. Kuwait disagrees.
And we know what happened how many years later?
30? Yeah, 30 years later, roughly. So, 30 and change, give or take. But what else do we have here? Moving on up. Here we go. I was just
like Kennedy?
Okay, we'll take 1963. JFK speaks at Paulus Church in Frankfurt. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, no biggie.
I don't dislike Kennedy.
Yeah.
But that was just a whatever article.
Well, that his nephew is now running for president.
All right. But then 1966, and this is something else we spoke about earlier, Dmitri Shostakovich's 13th Symphony premiered in Leningrad.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's the guy that Stalin couldn't kill.
Yeah, we talked about that today.
He was too publicly beloved, you know? So, yeah. But then 1968, Bobby Bonds, I wonder if he has any relation to Barry Bonds.
Yes.
He does? His dad?
Yeah.
Okay. He hit a grand slam in his first major league game for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for answering my question.
Yeah.
I was like, the Bonds. Bond, Barry Bond.
Stir, don't shake.
Yeah. The martini stirred, not shaken, or shaken, not stirred.
Shaken, not
Shaken,
stirred.
not stirred.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Not a martini guy, so.
Yep. Let's see here. 1973, Russian Communist Party leader Leonid Brezhnev visited France. All right.
Woohoo.
The stroke victim.
Yeah.
He actually did suffer a stroke, so I'm not making fun of him. He actually
I know you
did.
brought that up before.
So, well, we figured it out.
Yeah.
Because he literally has half his face. Like the hairstyle's different, the eyebrows are different.
I remember when you looked it up. That's what I remember.
Yeah. The eye shape is different. The whole thing.
Yeah. You can see it once you mention it.
Yeah. Well, if I bigger the image, you can definitely see it a lot clearer.
Yeah,
literally,
crap.
someone drew a line and transplanted the second half of a head slightly similar to the other half, surgically attached to it or something.
The cheeks dropping down.
Yeah.
The eyebrows, the whole bit. So yeah. I wonder if he drools when he speaks.
That's rude.
That's crazy.
The man is dead. That's rude. Let's see here. Let's take this one here, Mr. Loki.
Ooh.
Okay, 1976, 26th Berlin International Film Festival, Buffalo Bill and the Indians, or Sitting Bulls, history lesson wins the Golden Bear.
All right.
Let's hope they're talking about the Indian history.
Native Americans, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that picture, I would hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm surprised this isn't highlighted with this being a leftist source. Oh.
Okay, 1978, first use of the rainbow flag, symbol of gay pride, made Gilbert Baker at a march in San Francisco.
All right. And there's a lot of stuff that can be said about that. Like, when did the public at large acknowledge that they could take the word gay, which means happy? When did the public at large acknowledge that they can have the rainbow as their symbol? The rainbow is it used to be at least a religious symbol representing God's grace or something.
Really?
God's something. And then the gays just took it, and now look at the world around you. Now it's a symbol of not good things, and not to single out any group or anything.
Well, it's not that it's not good things. There's people that don't do good things.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to be too explicit with what I'm saying, because they can turn it around and make it into an accusatory, statement against me. But, they've essentially turned something that used to mean, love and all that stuff into something a lot of people see, and they are now, kind of repelled because of all the stuff that's going on. It's really unfortunate.
It's divisive.
Well,
it's
that's
either
the thing, yeah.
repelling or loving it.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Which it's supposed to be something for everybody to love.
Yeah.
And this is the exact same thing that Nazi Germany did with the swastika. It used to be a symbol of peace, and then now every time you see it, now it's a symbol of
I
hate.
didn't know that.
Yeah, no, the swastika is like thousands of years old.
I didn't know that.
It was an Indian symbol.
Indian?
I believe it was Indian. So history.
Yeah, it's an Indian symbol, and it's off-tilted.
Swastika. The Zoroastrian religion of Persia, the swastika was a symbol of the revolving sun, infinity, or continuing creation. It is one of the most common symbols in Mesopotamian coins. The icon has been of spiritual significance to Indian religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They took
Also,
a symbol. That's why I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Now
Loki.
it's a totally hated.
Well, this is exactly why they're riding the coattails of what it actually used to be, switching it to their own thing, and then the path to hell is paved on good intentions.
Yeah.
So now, I wouldn't say anything about Nazism would have anything good intentions, but let's not forget that Hitler basically invented the concept of the freeway. And he brought, Volkswagen, the people's car. He was the Europe's version of Henry Ford, making cars affordable to the common people. So,
Nazi Germany is the forerunner of a lot of technology.
Rockets, space travel,
you can
all
go
that.
on and on and on.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it good.
Yeah, well, yep. Anyway, let's move on up here. 1981.
There we go. We got 1981 here, huh?
Yeah.
Whose turn?
It's your turn. You're back.
All right. So we have 1981. Microsoft is restructured to become an incorporated business in its home state of Washington.
Ah.
Oh, that goes way
West
back.
Coast, baby.
Microsoft.
Yeah, we have. Oh wait. Hey, we do have the 1981.
I have something else to say real quick about Microsoft, and this is nothing new, but you think as a man, the last thing you'd want to name your company is something like Microsoft.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
I know. I heard you say that before, so I was like, I did the S. I did the S laugh.
What are you, a Slytherin?
So you said they should have named it Macro Hard?
I mean, like, yeah.
Well, no,
Anything else
there's
except
nothing
for
you can make it.
Microsoft.
Dude, there's nothing you can do to make that better because you started off.
Well, I mean, it puts the term Jack into the internet in a whole new meaning. Anyway,
I know what he's thinking.
Move on,
He's thinking,
please.
Alice, let's move on up before
Yeah.
my brain starts braining. So,
Before your brain starts like just mushing out there. All right.
yeah.
We have 1981. We have the Supreme Court upholds male-only draft registration as a constitutional.
Ah. All
Or
right.
as constitutional.
As constitutional. So, yeah.
How about everybody's created
So if a
equal?
draft
What
comes
happened?
up again, guess what, boys?
Well, no,
Sorry for the car that drove by.
Well, I mean, back
Shoot,
then,
there's one
women
thing I
weren't
gotta
really in the forefront of a bunch of stuff. Like,
Yeah, but constitutionally, how can you say no? Everybody's created
got a-
equal.
Well, they're
Okay,
talking-
except for
I've got
men are not. Men and women are
I've got a
not.
Harley pull up grabbing mail.
well, they
Give
are
me a
equal,
second, I gotta
but
move.
like, this is back in the day. Like,
I understand.
yeah. But like, we weren't sending a bunch, like, a battalion of women to go and and
But
fight.
that's not the point. How can they constitutionally do that? You don't recognize that.
I don't know. Like,
I understand what you're saying.
yeah. Huh.
Go ahead.
Alice is AFK again, it looks like. Let's see here. 1982, Greece abolished head shaving of recruits in the military. Speaking of, serving and such. Now, you want to know, like, why they do, like, the head shaving and all this stuff?
Lice and whatnot.
Well, there's that. There's also, like, the breaking down of their individuality.
Yeah.
But it initially comes from ancient times. Back when they were fighting, with swords and boards and whatnot.
Okay.
Because if you had long hair, you could just grab it
yeah.
and then slit,
Yeah.
So if you have short hair, it's less stuff to grab. So it's a survival technique. So, 1982 as well, though, San Francisco held its first county fair. We were talking about San Francisco, the first building earlier,
Yeah.
And now they're holding a county fair. But let's see here. This is big. Mr. Loki, 82.
1982 science fiction film Blade Runner, directed by Ridley Scott, starring Harrison Ford and Rutger Hauer, is released.
Huh. Blade Runner, yet another movie I have yet to watch. So let me add
I
it.
don't think I've seen that either.
Yeah, isn't that the one?
I've seen that either.
Yeah, neither have I. What's the one with the? What's the one like with the black actor? Was it Blade Runner or was it something else? Blade. Okay.
No, just Blade.
Just Blade. All right. Yeah,
Where
like,
he's a vampire and whatnot.
Yeah.
Or half vampire or whatever he was.
And I remember being re-educated about that because like people were going off about, oh, this is the first time a black actor was in the lead role. It's like, no, Blade from like 30 years ago. Hello, like blacks and gays
Blade
and
is
women and all this stuff.
very
They've had a
old.
lot of representation. Like everybody's crying over nothing. So, but here's
It's because they're woefully uneducated.
Yeah, that too. That's why we do the show. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also in 82, South African President P.W. Botha issues a new proclamation again, placing Wavuma under government control.
Yeah, more apartheid stuff.
Yep.
So, P.W. Botha was an absolute
There was
monster.
a motorcyclist guy who was sitting here hovering, so I didn't want to have you guys hear it.
Well, Alice, since you're back just in time, it's your turn now, and you get to talk about a really great song here. Or an album.
Hey, look, a fellow Minnesotan right here. We have 1984 and my birth year. Prince releases Purple Rain album.
I thought you were born in Wisconsin.
God, here we go.
Shut the hell up, dude. Stop with that.
Land of the cheeses.
Well, every time you bring up, like Minnesota, I have to take a swing at you,
Minnesota
Alice.
pride.
There you go.
Minnesota pride, dude. Minnesota
Don't
pride.
you know?
Like, I miss
Pride
the
of the
state, but even though I don't agree with their policies, the state's a wonderful state. People
Well,
are
it's
great.
Minnesota, don't you know?
Oh yeah, sure you betcha.
Yeah. Well, see, everybody knows. Everybody knows that Everybody knows that Manhattan is the Big Apple. But does anyone know where the Minneapolis?
What? Oh,
Minnesota.
boo. That took me a minute.
I love the look on your face. You're like, what? Oh, like legit confusion.
Where are you going with that?
All
Then?
right.
Oh, okay.
We're moving up to 1985 here. We got Thurman versus V City of. Hang on a second. Thurman v. City of Torrington decides in favor of Tracy Thurman, the first woman to sue police department for violating her civil rights, not protecting against abusive husband. So yeah, yes.
Too bad it took until 85, but hey, better late than never, So.
Yeah, well, this is when, the whole abuse thing finally came up. Ugh. We have 104-degree temperature in 1988, highest temperature ever recorded in Cleveland, Ohio in June.
Ohio.
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 Ah.
Ohio.
Yep.
There we go.
Let's see here. Moving on up. 1988, Major League Baseball player Cal Ripken Jr. played in his 1,000th consecutive game. Nice.
Yep, the Iron Man.
Ah.
Wow.
All right. While that was happening,
That name for a long.
yeah. While that was happening in '88 as well, Roger Rabbit cartoon character debuted in Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Oh, God.
which is actually like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, for like it being such a silly and ridiculous movie, was actually a groundbreaking movie. Because
What way?
because they had Warner Brothers and Disney and I think one or two other companies working together. They had all these characters. They had Donald Duck on stage with Bugs Bunny and
okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Like, hold on a second.
Not only that, like it was like one of the first movies where you put like people, like real like live action people with cartoons, like
that's
Space
right.
Jam with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yeah, let me
Stuff
bigger
like that.
this here.
Like, very great.
Yeah,
It's
there
one of
you
my
go.
favorite movies.
So you have like
You're right.
Porky Pig, Pluto, whatever that cow is. Like I don't know
Mickey
some of these
Mouse.
characters. Woody the Woodpecker, Donald Duck, Sleepy, Bugs Bunny,
Felix.
Snow White, Foghorn Leghorn. One of the dancers from freaking Fantasia.
Betty Boo.
Betty Boop is over there. Yeah, Mickey and Minnie, Pinocchio, Tweety.
God, I forgot all about Foghorn Leghorn.
That hippo is from.
I say boy.
Boy, I said boy. I said boy.
Forgot all about him.
That hippo is also from Fantasia. There's Goofy. There's Daffy. There's Bambi. Sylvester. Let's see. Who am I missing?
Felix the cat.
Felix the cat. Yeah. Oh, there he is back here. Yosemite
Yeah.
Sam, and one of the penguins from Mary Poppins.
Joe.
Yeah, like all sorts of things. Like, and I recognize some of these other characters, but I don't remember who they were. Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio.
Oh, geez.
Then there's Dumbo up there. There's Dumbo up there. So a massive collaboration of all these.
Yeah.
And Droopy back here at the corner. So, yeah.
Well,
Who's
yeah,
the
no,
ostrich there with the bow?
What?
Dumbo has a big scene where he comes up to the window
There's
where
an
he's getting
ostrich
hired
there
for
with a pink bow.
Yeah, that's
right
that was
there.
from Fantasia.
Yeah,
Oh, was it?
Fantasia.
I probably need to
Yeah,
watch
it's the
that
dancing
again.
ostriches. Yeah, dude, Fantasia's awesome. Where you have like the ostriches like
That is
being
incredible.
ballerinas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very long movie, but it's a good one.
Yep.
Oh,
I
that's
think they tried to
fantastic.
like redo Fantasia. That was Fantasia 2000 or something.
Yeah, it was. I've seen Fantasia 2000. It's okay, but
never.
the original was better. Like now, I am a staunch like anti-Disney person, but Fantasia is a good movie. You know, like.
Yep.
Like I was a kid, I loved it. Remember, like it was so weird when I asked for Fantasia as a gift.
Yeah.
It's just
Most kids don't like it.
yeah.
Isn't the mop the walking mops like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit too?
Probably they're walking
The
brooms.
dancing mops. Well, yeah, the mops.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Like everybody is always like.
One was getting melted.
Once again, like bringing up memes and such. Everybody's always like, "Oh, the Avengers are the most amazing crossover event in history." No, that was Roger Rabbit. That literally brought like multiple rivaling studios together for a unified project. I cannot think of anything more awesome.
It was my favorite movie to watch when I was a kid. I got it for my birthday. Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Wayne's World.
Yeah. But speaking of movies,
Wayne's World.
whose turn is it?
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
Let's go with Loki.
Okay, Loki. Take this, and we'll go to
All right.
Alice just to be sure.
1996, Independence Day, good movie, directed by
Yeah.
Roland Emmerich and starring Will Smith, Bill Pullman, and Jeff Goldblum, premieres in Westwood, California.
All right.
Dude,
was a great
that movie was
It
ahead of
was.
its time with its graphics, though.
It
Like,
was.
it put James Cameron to shame for a moment.
It was a great.
That's been James Cameron decided to do, like, True Lies. But, yeah, I didn't realize it, but
You're
James
roboting.
Cameron directed the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, am I?
You did for a second there,
Yeah,
but
of
you're
course I am.
normal. So, but anyway, 1997. Oh, okay.
Whose turn is it?
Well, Alice
Oh.
muted herself, so
You go.
I guess I'll go. 1997, Christie's auctioned off some of the wardrobe of Diana, Princess of Wales, for $5.5 million. Yeah, that's
Wow.
There's just something gross about like selling off a dead person's things. Like it's just kind of tacky. Like ever since once again like bring up a story from when I was a kid. Like one of my a memory that's I've had my entire life was remember after grandma and granddad passed. Like all the people were just like vultures, just taking all of their shit. You remember? And I took like that little table or something.
Well, maybe in your age, that's what you're looking at. But we had to clean out the house and
Well,
everything.
that's
like that.
that's your comment to me. Is it looked like a bunch of
It
vultures
did,
coming
it did,
in.
but it wasn't that.
Yeah.
It just looked like it.
Well, I know, but still, like that sentiment. So it's like they're dead, and people are just. I mean, you do gotta clear out the house and such.
Yeah.
But everybody's just like, ooh, stuff, mine, ooh, like zombies, like oh god, like.
That
Yikes.
actually happened at my grandma's last thing. They did whatever it was called. We did the ceremony and everything, and we had a little display with her gloves and like jewelry and stuff. And my mom's brother, he was told, "You're not taking anything," and he slipped a pair of gloves and walked out with them.
Wow. Wow.
Because his wife gifted them to my grandma, and she wanted them back. It's like, no, they were
Wow.
a gift. You don't get to have them.
Wow.
That's a shame.
That's an Indian giver right there. Well, that's a bad term. I apologize.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, he wanted something that he gifted those to her, and it was important to him to keep in memory of her.
Yeah.
No, I'm on his side. 100%.
Yeah, no, I'm on his side too. Like, that's really tacky to take back your gift like that. Like.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing, and it's like why do you have to act like that?
Yeah.
Anyway, Alice.
Yo.
Now that you're back, let's give you a couple.
All right, we have 1999. We have an event of interest here. in this first State of Nation address, South African President Thabo Mbeki promises to tackle rampaging crime, the nation's murder rate, and third highest in the world. And more than 49,000 cases of rape were reported in 1998.
Yikes.
Good
So
Lord.
the murder rate was third highest in the world, and they had all those struggle snuggles. Yikes. So.
Yikes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. We have the Glastonbury Festival in 2004. Glastonbury Festival in Pittington, England opens Oasis, Paul McCartney, and Muse headline. Other performers include Wilco, the Black Eyed Peas, James Brown, Damien Rice, Toots, and the Maytals. Is it the Maytals? Yeah, the Maytals? Or I'm sorry, I can't see it. It's a little blurry on me. And the Ruddles. But no, like, dude, Muse was in there? Dude,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And you had Oasis.
Yeah.
Oh, so, wow.
Mm-hmm.
James Brown, Paul McCartney. Wow, that's actually cool, the Glastonbury Festival.
I love it how, like, not in sequence, they have, like, artist at rest, artist starting show, artist getting into it. Like, James Brown is, like, really, he's, like, all sweaty and everything, like, yeah, putting on a show.
Oh, he was an awesome
Yeah,
performer.
and he's the only one of the two pictures that are depicted that has actually passed away, so.
That's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh shit! We have in 2008 we have the Atlantis plastics shooting. An employee shot and killed 5 people after an argument, which ended in the gunman's suicide in Henderson, Kentucky.
Wow. Yikes.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, those are my 3. So, dude, there's a wait. Go back up. Go back up. There's one more.
Well, we're
right
already
there.
over the hour, so we gotta start spitting this out here. 2014, the Glastonbury Festival in Pilton, England open. Arcade Fire and Metallica headline. Other performers included the Black Keys, Lana Del Rey, Dolly Parton, Robert Plant, Brian Ferry, and Ed Sheeran. And I know it's
the
pronounced
one might be
Metallica, but I
Ed
like.
Sheeran. It's
What?
actually, I think, Ed Sheeran, but the one above it, there's a mine collapse that was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, I saw that too, but like for the sake of time, we gotta push this up. I'm sorry, can't cover everything. So, but in 2015, here we go. The Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, subsidies preserved by U.S. Supreme Court ruling in King versus Brewell 6-3. Obamacare, one of the worst things. Absolutely
Still
disgusting.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It also made it where I couldn't get my tax return.
Yeah.
And I didn't opt for it.
Then we got some California history here. That can never be good. 2018, Californian Governor Jerry Brown. What a piece of idiot. Declared state of emergency for wildfire that spread over 8,200 acres in Lake County. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
So,
We used to call him King Med.
yeah.
Oh, yes,
Med
we
fly.
all do.
Tell them about the story.
Yeah, we
Which
King
one?
Med.
Well, they know
the
it.
cars.
Yeah, they know it.
No. Well,
Oh,
for
yeah.
the audience.
Oh yeah, they said put your cars. Wherever we're spraying, put your cars indoors because it can eat the paint. But feel free to go out; it's perfectly safe.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
If it's eating the paint off of cars, and I'm breathing it in, and I'll be fine. Yeah, sure. Oh,
Don't wear a mask.
Pinnacle Californian idiocy right there. Oh, but let's see here. We also got.
What a history of that for governors.
Oh, here we go. 2020, 3 years ago. I remember this. The U.S. country music band the Dixie Chicks changed their name to the Chicks to remove connotations of Confederate history. 2 weeks after the band Antebellum changed their name to Lady A. Oh my
I
God.
never knew they changed their name.
Yeah, no. We've had this conversation before. They changed their name to the Chicks.
Yeah.
And then now I wonder like how long before they're just going to change their name to the, because Chicks is gender like crap. And it's like it's not inclusive to your men audience. Like.
Well, they changed it
Dude,
to
no
Lady
wonder
A.
nobody listens to them anymore. They keep changing their name. If they just kept their name. They probably people still.
Yeah. Well, it's brand recognition. You know.
Exactly.
Like, when you go to a store and something changes, their wrapping and you don't buy it, and they wonder why, they're not selling. Because customers are used to something, you know, like you suddenly change something, you know, they might get confused and not buy it because it's something else. You know.
Can I read this one right here?
Go for it.
It's not what we wanted.
Yeah, because you know, this happened in my home state. I was actually in Pennsylvania when the verdict came out. But in 2021, former U.S. police officer Derek Chauvin sentenced to 22 years and 6 months for the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't want to say my opinion about this, but this guy, garbage.
Well,
anyway.
it's just not just because, you know, YouTube.
Yeah. Loki, 2021. Actually,
New
got 2 of them.
species of ancient human announced after finding a massive fossilized skull, Homo is that an
It's an L. Homo longi, I think, or Eongi, I don't know.
Longi? Dragon Man from northeast China. Oh, dear. We got a Dragon Man now.
A Dragon Man! Like Trogdor!
New type of ancient human announced, Nishir Ramla Homo lived 140,000 to 120,000 years ago. A possible ancestor to the Neanderthals uncovered in Ramla, Israel.
All right.
Wow.
What about through the Nephilim, actually?
The Nephilim?
Yeah, the Nephilim. Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they are actually. You never know.
The predecessor to the. Well, the Nephilim are giants. Like their skeletons would be twice as big. So that's
maybe not. You never know. Yeah,
no, I do know. Like the Nephilim biblically are giants. Like
I know.
The Nephilim the Nephilim were the offspring of the mating of an angel with a human, according to, if I'm correct with the biblical stuff. But they were physically giant beings. They were like a different species.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, maybe I was just mixing up with like the whole Dragon Man because of the big giant skull. I was like, oh.
I don't know. Dragon Man definitely was just Trogdor. So, but look at this here, Mr. Loki.
2022, 30,000-year-old intact remains of a baby woolly mammoth found frozen in permafrost in Klondike Goldfield in the Yukon, Canada.
Hey!
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
That's up by the Yukon part of Canada. Isn't that up by Alaska?
Yep.
And shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yukon is way up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Ooh.
Oh, here we go.
Alice, I think it's your turn.
All right. Well, in 2022, Japan records its highest ever temperature in June of 104.36 degrees, which would be 40.2 Celsius in Izeki, northwest of Tokyo.
Tokyo.
Oh, good.
That's
God, those poor people.
The highest ever is 49.
Yeah. Oh, and then here we'll end it with this lovely piece of
filth.
This gem of a president here. 2022. Last year, as of today, U.S. President Joe Biden signs the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act into law, creating greater background checks for gun purchases, funding for mental health programs, and the closure of some existing seller loopholes.
Huh, that's ironic. Funding for mental health programs? Well, why don't they come and take him in a straitjacket? You know?
Why don't they?
I know. I'm not even being funny. I'm actually asking.
God damn.
So, yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
That shall conclude the show for the day. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 Mountain, 1 Central,
and 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am Ayo Xander. Somebody?
I'm waiting for Loki. He was the first one.
Oh, sorry, I'm Loki Lycan.
I am the lovely Who is Alice.
Golden Loon.
And of course, you viewer are you until you catch us tomorrow. Or if you're interested, we have a shoot the shit, anything goes style talk show coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific time. They kick Peanut, of course, and also coming up at some point within the next couple of hours, we're going to be hosting the first Survival Sunday for Abstract SFX. They have yet to get all their live streaming and all that stuff done, so we here are going to be hosting their product here at the Omni Coalition for the next couple of weeks. So hang tight and keep your eyes peeled, no matter how disturbing that saying is. But we're going to have more shows today. So yeah.
All sound good.
Yeah. Anyway, until next time you see us, whenever that is, don't forget to look at right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!